talk about his overall spell then, Cameron Humphreys, because I thought this was the perfect time to sort of catch up with you, talk about him as we're getting into this next international break. And 3 goals, 2 assists in his 16 games in all competitions. He hasn't suffered the defeat yet in the league. He, of course, lost against Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup. But in terms of league games, since he's come in, you guys haven't lost a game. And he's just been, every time I see the Wycombe Wanderers social media page, he's there, man of the match awards and everything. Like, how good has he been?
He's been very, very good. I mean, when you look at his stats, you already mentioned there, 3 goals, 2 assists. He's played 11 times for Wycombe this season in the league, and he started on 9 occasions. That's how important he is to the squad already at this early stage of the season. When he came in, there was a lot of hype. People knew about him from his time at Ipswich in League One. He played a few games last season as well. So yeah, since he's come into the team, he's been an absolute revelation. He scored in his debut against Rotherham, and since he's come into the team, as you said, he hasn't lost. He's been so pivotal. He's in that heartbeat now of the Wycombe midfield. It's allowed Josh Scowen, who's been more of a defensive player in recent seasons, to go up the field a bit. Aaron Morley coming in for Bolton has now replaced Scowen in that defensive role, which means Humphreys can now be that box-to-box midfielder. He's popped up with a couple of goals, popped up with a couple of assists, but he's also done good defensive work as well. He's been really, really good, and I hope he stays beyond January, because if he continues to play really, really well, Ipswich, as you said, could potentially recall him, and he could potentially go to a championship club. But with Wycombe riding high at the moment, I'd like to think he'll see out the season at Adams Park, because everyone has that one season where they really make or break their career. And with the way Wycombe are going at the moment, I'd like to think this could be his season to really establish himself.
Yeah, obviously that's what happens when you have a good loan spell, and then there is that recall clause in your loan deal. For me, I would like him to stay there. So if anybody at Issue Town watching this, don't recall him, because I think that can disrupt a really good loan move. Because of course, we want to see him playing the Championship football, playing week in, week out there. But will he have the same sort of like chemistry he's got with his current teammates? Is that the fear though in the Wycombe fan base, James, that potentially he could get recalled and get loaned out somewhere else?
I wouldn't say at this present moment, because I think the main focus at this present time is Richard Kone, our Ivorian striker, who has had an absolutely stellar season. And obviously, the more goals he scores, he might get looked at in January by teams in the Championship or maybe in the Premier League. We just don't know. But Cameron Humphreys at the moment, his quality is there to see, and you can really, really see how good he is. But he's sort of, I would call it a quiet player. He's on the pitch and he does the job that he needs to do. And at the start, he really, really did stand out. But now he's blended in with the rest of the team. He just works like clockwork. He's there, but you don't necessarily see him all the time, which I think is a perfect thing for Wycombe, because whilst he has been absolutely brilliant, the goals that Kone is scoring and the saves that Ravazoli are making at the back sort of takes away the good work the midfield are doing. So hopefully scouts aren't seeing that. But from a Wycombe perspective, we can see it, and he's been absolutely brilliant, and we hope he stays until the end of April, start of May.